today we are going to be taking off the front bumper and Raptor lining it. So that's the last piece of the puzzle, so to speak. We've done all the sides of the doors, the bottoms of the doors, sorry, and we've done the rear bumper and the D panels. So this has got to come off, and then we're going to be taking this into the garden and sanding this down and prepping it ready for Raptor line paint. So bumper removal. Okay, so most of that was quite self-explanatory. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 screws at the top, nice and simple. There should be a little 8mm bolt here, but there wasn't. It was a Phillips screw that somebody jammed in there, which I've had to drill out. There are some bolts underneath. You have to pull this cap out. There should be 2 bolts here, but they weren't here, but they go here, 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 here. These 2 were missing, here and there. Once they're off and the wing ones are off, take the lights out, and then you'll see here, it's a bit of a fiddly one. If you get your head in, you can see you need to get a screwdriver behind here, underneath this. Hang on. Like this, down underneath it, like that, and then lever that out, and that releases it from the dock, and then the bumper slides out. So as soon as you've got it off the dock, as in it's like it's hanging on the dock, but it's still released from it, then you need to reach down and under your parking sensors and your fog lights. They're simple. There's 4 of them on the front, obviously. There's 1 place to push in here, and then they sort of wiggle off. On the fogs there are 2, pinch either side, and they pull off as well. I think Powerful UK did this a bit more elegantly than me, but you can do it on your own, depending if you have stuff that falls out. I seem to be okay with mine. I'm going to be stripping down my bumper anyway, taking the fog lights out and all that kind of stuff, giving it a good old scrub up, and then Raptor lining it anyway. And then when I come to back this, I'll probably jet wash all of this and give it a good old clean up, a bit of satin black on any of the areas that need a bit of paint, and then got to make sure all the connections are nice and clean and there's no rust. So now I need to get this split down into bits and into the back garden. Forgot to mention, you've got a bit of slack to put the bumper on the ground, but this is for the washer jets. So the easiest one to take off, if any of them are going to be easy, will be this bottom one, and then these are just pinch with some pliers, slide the clip off, and then somehow slide that off that connector. So God only knows how easy that's going to be, but I'll let you know. Okay, so this is now completely disconnected. You can see where the hose runs. So when it's back together again, this clips in behind here. There's clips along here, look, and this pops in and clips in behind there. Just stops it getting in the way. But for the time being, they're fine like that. So it is now a matter of getting the fog lights out, getting the lower valance off, and getting the parking sensors out without breaking anything, and then see where we stand from a disassembly perspective there. Tabs either side, pull apart, give this a whiz up, and these definitely work better with a little bit of WD-40 on them. that I'm going to paint in bronze. Clear that I'm going to in bronze, and this is all going to be Raptor. So, into the back garden with this, that's as stripped down as I can get it, and sand it down. Use the prep stuff that comes with the Raptor Lining, which I'll show you later, and that should be fine. And then on these, I will just put in these captive grippers behind it. That'll be absolutely fine. Okay, into the back garden. Go. Coat down, covered as well as it did the last time. I'm quite happy with that. Has a really nice texture. I really like it. Obviously, I'm not too worried about the holes on where the number plate goes, because that's where the number plate's going to go again. These bottom pieces look good, which is great. All covered nicely. I've bought 3 cans this time, so I am going to do definitely 2 coats. You can still see here, as I sort of move my phone around, you'll see that there's still shine underneath, so it's still quite a light coat. It's only because it's a black bumper, it looks completely covered. But actually it does need a second coat. I think it's supposed to leave an hour. I think I left about half an hour, 40 minutes from the last one, and then left it out all day to dry. And the weather is again pretty good, although we've got kind of potential threatening clouds, but it's not supposed to rain today. So I'm gonna wait a little while now and then look at doing the second coat. We're back next day. Let's see how the bumper has cured. Lovely, look at that. That's such a good finish. I'm totally in love with this Raptor Lining stuff. It's great. I could do the whole car in this. That's covered really, really nicely. The areas where the parking sensors go in, I'll probably have to whiz around with a bit of sandpaper just to clear that out before pushing them back through. But other than that, it is a wonderful finish. I'm really, really pleased with that. I did forget that obviously I can't put this back on until I have painted this bar. So this bar, which is currently in black, I'm sanding that down, and that is going to be painted in the bronze colour, and that is the trim piece that goes underneath here. So I can't put the bumper back on until I've actually painted that. So I'm going to be doing that first thing this morning. Gosh, it's like an oven in here. So I'm going to get that painted up, and then I can start putting things back together again. I am going to need to find out a way of getting this back on, because this is the one that was riveted on. I don't think it'll be particularly difficult. I've got lots of connectors and trim connectors I bought. So this is the little thing I bought from AliExpress. So I'm sure there's bound to be something I can use in there to connect these two together. If not, little nuts and bolts, whatever it might be. So first things first, let's get that prepped and painted. I'm using just a normal grey primer in this high coat bronze, which is what I've used on the rest of the car. It's okay on hard plastics, but this is quite soft plastic, so we'll see how that goes. It might work, it might not, but we'll see. But we're going to take that into the back garden and see what that sprays like. Quite nicely. It's already in pretty good shape. There's no nicks and dents or anything out of it, so I'm not particularly worried about sanding and filling it, all that kind of stuff. And again, it sits quite low, so wait for that to flash off, and then we'll get the bronze on. Okie dokie. On to coat number 2. Covered really well actually. Okay, so I've got a limited amount of clear coat, so I'm not too fussed about doing this side. I just need to be doing this edge here and then the underside, because that's the bit you actually see. So I'm going to turn her over, see if I can get a better angle on it. She's not going to work, so I'm going to leave it where it was. Like that. white after it flashed off, and I got it all off. So I'm going to go straight over with the clear coat now. Hopefully it won't fall off again. So I've decided not to use these beauty rings, mainly because one of them is missing one and is a bit damaged. One clip that is, and the other one is missing all of them apart from one. So rather than trying to repair them, because I could get little clips, but actually some of these are actually broken anyway. So whether or not it actually works, I bought a new pair of these, primed, ready to paint, for 25 quid from eBay, and I will paint them the bronze colour, the same as the strip beneath the bottom. Also decided to Raptor these two portions as well. These go into the actual underneath the bottom there as well, mainly because you're not going to see them in bronze, and I think they'd look a bit odd to be in bronze. So they're also very, very close to the road, so I thought they'd end up chipping quite easily. So they've been Raptored. That's ready to go as well. So I'm going to start popping things back on as and when I can. I've also bought a new pair of fog lights. So these do work, but they've got this milky kind of glazing on the lens now. So I've taken the opportunity to upgrade these to LEDs. I've kind of resisted the urge to upgrade them to LEDs because I'm not sure I particularly like the look, but they're like 20 quid for a pair, which you can wire into the indicators as well. You can have daylight running lights, which I've never particularly liked on these because it just looks like you're trying too hard. But they are on the way as well. So 20 odd quid. I think I spent 50 quid this morning, something like that, for a pair of fog lights and the rings that go around the outside. The headlights look brand new now. So I WD-40 cleaned all these up, ready to go back on. So they are literally like new. And obviously they go on once the bumper's back on. So I can't put them on yet. The grille, still undecided what I'm going to do with the grille. It is a new one that I bought when I bought the car. I bought this new black grille, and I was going to paint the internal part bronze, which I still like the idea of, but you can't dismantle it, and I've never been particularly good at masking up. Also, there was an awful lot of gloss plastic in there, so trying to get that into a position where it would accept paint, I guess an etch primer maybe, but I think it would probably flake off after a while, so I just don't know. I might, undecided, but we'll see. But it doesn't affect what I'm doing with the bumper at the moment. I can take that off and do that another time. So I've got to wait for these fog lights to turn up. I can put the bumper on without fog lights, that's no problem. I've just got to wait for the bar to finish drying out the back garden after I dropped it mid-painting. So that's drying whilst I pop out to the shops. When I come back, I should be able to put it all back together again and refit the bumper. Update. Surprisingly, that is not, even though it fits perfectly in that hole, that is not where that goes. Oh, it's got to have been, it can't have been where it's supposed to be. It doesn't fit there because the grille does. How bizarre. So apparently it fits in here. So this comes up. Free it up a little bit. And this sits in this piece here instead. But what a weird thing. It looked like it fit perfectly. So yeah, so that has got to be freed up so it can actually come up into that piece there. In my wonderful pot of AliExpress body fixings, we've actually got several options to attach the trim panel to this, this is where the rivets were drilled out. So we've actually got something really, really super simple, which fits lovely. So although that's quite elongated, this fits perfectly. Believe me, I just tried to get the thing out and it wouldn't come out very easily. So that can be pushed straight in, which would work fine. But we've also got these ones, which is just slightly nicer fixing. So that gets pushed all the way through. So whether that stem is long enough, I don't know. But yeah, it gets pushed through the top piece and then it will splay out using the pin, which is somewhere else, which is this thing here. So that's a particularly neat solution, that one. So I'm gonna have to wait till it's completely dried and then see whether this fits through, because that's quite a short stem on that, which will be, although there is this one. What's this one? There's another one with a longer stem. There we go. That'll do the job nicely. So one of those, two, how many? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There were 6 I drilled out. So 2, 3, 6. There we go. So when the panel goes on, this, hopefully the hole's big enough at the top, should be. This will pop through the top, and then it's locked into place by this beauty. Wonderful. Happy with that. Okay, so have a quick check and see how this has gone. That looks okay on the top. Let's look at the bottom. See, really, it's only this kind of lip I'm interested in. And that has covered very nicely. Again, you're only going to kind of glance at it rather than inspect it for mirror finish, so that'll do nicely. So let's get it fit up. So let's try and get this fit up. I'm just going to get dog bed. Everyone needs a good dog bed. Right. So this, it fits in. There's 2 panels here and here, so it kind of bends a little bit like that to get these in. Then this slides in above this, so this is obviously the top. This slides in above that, and then these sit over these. So I need to make sure it goes in there okay, like that. So I'm going to get, that one's gone above, hang on. Like that. Like that. That's where that goes. Let's make sure it's gone into these parts here, which came in here. So there's one there. See, they've literally just clicked back in. And there you go. And there we go. So they're all in there. Back on. Okay. So these are on. So let's see what we can do with these. Now, it looks like these holes are too small. Alright. We might be okay, so let's have a look. I think they might be too small. We'll have a go. There we go, there's one. That is solid. Brilliant. Okay, so these are the ones to use. Happy with that. I think they need to be drilled out a little bit. That hole. Yeah. Like that. Oops. That was the bottom fittings. Let's have a look. There is these ones. Let's try that. With studs in. Definitely better. Okay, happy to leave those. But these, take it out. There we So those fittings are definitely better. Probably have gotten even away with those, but they're just a bit too cheap. Okay, so they're all on there, which is lovely. So now it's time to get these ones on. Now arguably you could put these on after you've got the bumper on the car, which might be a bit easier, but I think I'm just going to get them on now. So there you go. There you go. Hang on, I remember myself now. Like that. On top of that. So there's a little hook there and there and here. Take it onto there, there, and down here somewhere. Down here, sorry. Okie dokie, I'll make sure they're completely in before I actually fit it, but they feel like they're in, which is good. Nice finish actually. Then these ones. Goes into here. There we go. That's not quite in that one, but we'll get that ready. Okay, so then it's, these are screws. There we go. Bit of Raptor Lining making that quite tight, that one, but that is in. Okie dokie. So, just double check again. Parking sensor. No wires hanging out, which is good. Sensor. And then we need to remember to pop that on afterwards. And then this needs to go onto the grill, which I'll do right at the very end, so I'm put it down there for the moment. Okay, so the slidey bits for the bumper need to go into here. So this is the thing to remember. The rest should be quite straightforward. I need to get it into a position where it's about here, balanced on. I've also got to remember to drill this. The centre is 9 centimetres to the radiator. Get the rad out. I have put these foam pads back. I'm not entirely sure what they do, but I've put them back. They're not glued, but they should be okay. Everything else is in the right place. Take the bolt out when it's above the thing. Here's the set. Okay, that is all the parking sensors on and everything in the right place. So now I'm going to line up the bumper into these groove parts. that bumper on, it's time to do all the extra bits and bobs. The lights on next. And then last but not least, grill. So here is the external thermostat, which I thought went here. It doesn't. It goes in here. That should be fine. And then it goes, hooks back on. Those two bits, don't think you can see them, they go there. And then that one. Back there. Oops. And there we go. Let's bonnet down to the looks like, shall we? So other than fog lights, we now have fully Raptor lined front bumper, bronze accent on that lower trim piece, and the rings that go around the fog lights I'll also do in the bronze when they arrive. So now I've got Raptor line right the way from the back all the way down to the front of the car, which I am really, really pleased with. There we go. Okay, so that's the end of the video today, all the Raptor lining, which you would have seen. So, pretty happy with that. The whole car is now Raptored how I want it. Front, sides, and back. And the sooner you lot get onto Raptor lining, the happier you will be too. It's just a great finish for off-roading. But that is the end. So, thanks for visiting the channel again. Please like and subscribe. We're going to be doing plenty of other new projects for this. These spotlights will turn up hopefully soon, and we'll do that as well. So, hit the notification bell if you want to be reminded as to when we put a video up. And thanks again for viewing. Cheers, bye.